What up, nerds? It's Jason here from Custom Cans, and as you can see from my many prototypes, I've been working on a new mod for the 990. It's difficult because obviously the 990 are a bit special. You don't want to ruin them, but also trying to give some people some other options. So if we take a look at the graphs, as you can see, here's the original one. You've got quite a sharp peak around 8K, and then with this new mod, we've raised up the bass in line with the treble and dropped the treble down ever so slightly, so you get more of a kind of V-tune. So if you've got the 990 and you love them, just keep loving them. If you wish they had a bit more bass and a little bit less treble, then this mod might be a good one to do. So as you may know, recently retuned the DT990 and we got really good results out of that, which is why I came back and redid these, but these were much harder. Like on the 770 I got through maybe 5 prototypes, getting a little bit better each time. Well over 30 prototypes for the 990. They were more difficult to tune because you don't want to lose that 990 magic, but also you want to see if you can probably bring up the bass levels a little bit. I think that's the main thing, and maybe bring down the treble so they're not quite so harsh. And it was really surprising how much difference it made, different size openings, different shape openings and things like that in there. So essentially on the back of the driver you've got some holes near where the magnet are, which is what that does, and then you've also got some holes around the edge of the driver. So I was seeing what happened if you blocked those holes or opened them up or restricted them slightly. So trying some with little tiny holes around the outside, some with just some of them blocked and some of them unblocked, all this kind of stuff, and then just having a listen and doing lots of frequency plots. Anyway, long story short, having them. So where is it? This is the final one here. So the hole in the center, obviously don't want to restrict that too much. And then these holes around the outside, it seemed to be better if you had a bit of restriction. So when they're completely open, the bass went a bit out of control. You got too much distortion in the bass. When they were completely blocked, it wasn't quite as good. But having them, we just got some little cuts in the foam here, just to if I just show you this, we've just got some little cuts in the foam there, just to reduce the density a bit, so you got a little bit more airflow. This big hole here, I found that you got a slightly better frequency plot with one big hole somewhere, and I found that if you moved it around to different places, it kind of changed the sound staging a bit. So having it behind your ear felt a bit weird, so I've gone in front and above the ear there, which seemed the most pleasing. And then I've also got this little extra cut in here, and that's basically just cable management, because when you fit these, the cables kind of get in the way, so I put a little groove in there where you can tuck the cable so it'll get out of the way when you fit it. But anyway, yeah, so that's some of the R&D that went into it, and you've seen the frequency response. Let's see how to fit this thing. Actually, before we do that, let's just do one of those silly little tests where we put the headphones on the ears and we have a little listen to the differences. Obviously, if you're listening to different speakers or headphones, it's going to sound completely different, but it gives you a rough idea of some of the changes. And well, I've got your attention. Let's just have a quick word from our sponsor, Custom Cans. I've heard they're very fabulous. Do you have a pair of headphones which you love just slightly too much? Maybe you've bought yourself a New Balance amp and you need a fancy cable to link the two together. Check out our website. We've got loads of good cables there. Soft and light and flexible. They don't have one of those silly splitters that get caught on your desk and bang against your chest. They're just light, nice ergonomics. They're well made. Excellent performance. That kind of thing. Anyway, let's do the thing, do the other thing.
You don't know yet who I am, but you can find our names together in the summary of this life. Nothing's gonna change that. Soon you'll know, for even you'll grow older too. It's not the room that spins around everything you're gonna be. One day you'll be waltzing away on your own. I danced with you today, and though you
Too many things. Right, cool. Oh, no, that's already modded. Okay. Cool. So you get your your 990s, and it is probably easier if you remove the ear cup, but you can do it with the ear cup on there. Just bend it so that one is behind the other like that, and then you can get access to this. But we're going to take the ear cup off just because I've got a T6 screwdriver to hand, which is what the newer ones take. If you've got a very old pair, you might need a Phillips screwdriver, but obviously everyone's going to have a little Phillips screwdriver knocking around somewhere. So just undo these here screws, remove the hinges from the yoke, and that is one ear cup freed. That's as much as you need to pull it apart really. Next, finger in there to remove the pad, to pull that up. Now, to get into this thing, I would recommend using something like a butter knife. We want a blunt instrument. Give me a moment, I'm just going to grab something. Yeah, so to get in there, a butter knife is a good tool. I come from a vegan family, but they still call them butter knives. I don't know what the vegan equivalent of a butter knife is, but let's see what we can do. So just jam it underneath the thing there and twist. That will pop out. Then give it a tap, the driver will pop out. Ooh, that one just fell out. Sometimes you have to give it a tap. Now then, what we want to do is remove this white doodad inside, and that is held in with 4 clips around the outside. Now then, what I reckon the easiest thing to do is if you get a thin, flat screwdriver, or you can jam it down and just bring it up over the clip. Let's just do that again for the camera. So under here, you can see got a clip there, and just to the side of the clip, I'm jamming a screwdriver in and pulling it up over, just so it releases it from the clip. And then maybe get a couple of those out, and then you can either lever it up like that and pull it out, or it might be easy if you're not having any luck with that, take your butter knife again and press down in the middle. That'll pop out. So yeah, butter knife or screwdriver, that's the way to do it. Once we are in there, we have the foam insert. Now then, there's a line at the bottom here with a semicircle that goes at the bottom. This notch that comes here should be where your headband cable is. So we're going to put that in there. Turn that around the right way. So you've got your headband cable there, this bit at the bottom, because on the other side where you've got all the cables, that's going to leave a little gap for the cables to go in. On the back of the driver, we're going to add a copper weight. So these have got sticky back plastic on. Just take that, and then you might need to widen the little gap in there a little bit, but it should just be able to be pressed over, because you want it on there nice and tight. That's it. All right. Then what I'll do is your headband cable, just feed it into that little serpentine groove that's in there, and that will keep it out of the way so that when you put it back together, it doesn't get all up in your grill. Alright, so that's pressed down. Just make sure that's down. You haven't got the cable underneath, but as I said, if you run it through that little groove on the thing, that should do it. And then we put it all back together. So that's clipped in. Put your thing. So when you've got it back together, the hole should be at the front, just above your ear. That's the idea. So it's pretty straightforward to fit, and you can get some decent results. You know, you get a bit more bass. So if we have a look at the waterfall charts, here's the original waterfall chart, and you can see it's pretty big peak around 8K. And then if we look at the other waterfall chart, you can see it's kind of brought the bass up, brought that peak down. It's kind of a V tune kind of thing, makes them a bit more fun. So as I said, if you love the 990 as they are, leave them as they are. This isn't for you. But if you've bought some and you've always been a little bit disappointed with the levels of bass, this gives them beefier bass and slightly less harsh treble. So I hope that was vaguely interesting, and I've stuck links in the thing below to where you can get the new kit. And yeah, see you guys again.